Hello, Barmy Badger Army. Welcome to another show. If you're new to this channel, this is an entertainment channel where we create lots of vlogs, videos, streams, our own movies, and of course shorts. And today's episode is a paranormal one in nature called Paranormal InvesTeagators. So if you're new to that series on the channel, please do check it out, as it's one of my favourites. Myself and the lovely Viking talk about our paranormal experiences, and we go out from time to time on live ghost hunts. So that's pretty cool. Now we've got some notes here today about the White Lady. Now the White Lady was murdered in Harold Hill in the 1890s, appearing at the Golden Lion pub, but no exorcism has been needed because they're quite kind spirits apparently that are inhabiting the pub, and a psychic has noticed them there, and there's not been much sort of problems with the ghosts that are in the pub. But apparently the White Lady's quite friendly even though she was murdered. I'm sure we'll talk more about that and other horror stories and spooky happenings in Harold Hill very soon, as it's a local area to myself and there's a wealth of different hauntings in Havering and Romford. Now, the reason why I've mentioned Harold Hill is because today's story or factual tale is based in Harold Hill, not too far away from where I used to work as a nipper actually, which is quite fun, on Straight Road. Now, this was an old friend's house ages and ages ago, and unfortunately her son passed away and her dog in quite quick succession, and her partner, and of course, you know, all different things happened and they needed to go away and sort stuff out for the son's death, which was very sad. He died unfortunately of addiction, which was very upsetting and was quite a traumatic death. And of course I was asked as a trusted friend to look after the house, and I was told that there were some things going on that were rather bizarre, and please, you know, be mindful and be wary of these things. I was like, okay, this is where it starts to get interesting. So I was told, I get there quite early in the morning, I was told, oh yeah, ever since the son died, the photos, like the eyes on the photos have started falling around the room. It's like, that can't be right, no, surely. You know, I was a big fan of the X-Files and paranormal stuff even then, but I was, you know, a little bit skeptical. I was like, no, that can't be real. And then she was like, oh yeah, these other things might happen, and this might happen, and this might happen. I was like, oh, okay. I've been intentionally blasé about that because I want to save that for a bit. Now, so obviously the lady's name was Jill. So she's gone off with her husband on holiday and stuff to sort out stuff with the son and things like that. And of course it gets to a certain amount of time, I phone my mum, get settled in, you know, probably I think I ordered a takeaway, yeah, that sort of thing. I was watching TV, and you know when you feel things, personally, I get this thing where my back feels like it's weirdly electrocuted and on fire, if that makes sense. So when something's at the back of me, you know, I call it my spider sense in a way, because if something's behind me and it's potentially a threat, I will feel weird sensation on my back. So I didn't really know what it was at the time, because this is nearly 20 years ago. So I felt this weird sensation on my back. I just thought, oh, have I hurt my back? You know, so I'm like, oh, you know, what have I done to my back, sort of thing. It was really weird. And then after that, I looked round slightly, you can't see anything. But then a little bit after that, I felt this weird, you know when you feel someone looking at you at the side? So I kept looking round, and then lo and behold, the photos, honestly, it felt like the eyes were moving in the photos, and that really was like, oh, and that really freaked me out. It felt like, you know, like it literally felt like the eyes were moving like that. I was like, oh, goodness me. And of course I've grounded myself a little bit, tried to be calm, no, that's just a figment of my imagination, all that sort of stuff. And of course, later on, it's quite a nice house, so I was very careful of everything. Later on, I'm climbing up the stairs, and I thought, well, why am I doing this? It's totally pitch black. So I turned the light on, and then the light turned itself off. And I was trying to get up the stairs, so it's quite dangerous, really. And then I turned it on again, and there was no word of a lie. The silhouette of the son who'd recently died at the top of the stairs. I couldn't make out any facial features. It was like a thick shadow, and I could even see like hair and stuff, but no facial features or body parts. It was like his hair was there, but the rest of it was like an outline. And of course, I've nearly fainted, grabbed hold of it. I thought, no, that can't be right. I've turned the light off again and turned it on again, and it had disappeared. That happened twice during the period of time I was there, the second night as well. Now, other weird things that happened was that the TV kept going in and out of reception, which was very strange. Things smashed and broke when I wasn't in the room. Like there was this really rare, you could tell it was made like partly of gold as well, so unfortunately Jill didn't really talk to me much after this because everything kept breaking in the house and I wasn't even there at times. So what happened was there was a really nice lamp that had gold bits on it and everything, and it was like carroted, and no word of a lie, I wasn't even in the room. There was no cats or nothing, no animals in the room. I heard this bunk and it smashed in half. I was like, what the heck? I tried to glue it back together, I tried to solder it back together, nothing. It was at the state of where whatever had broken it had done it on real purpose. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't really know how to handle that. I phoned Jill and told her and said that I would pay for damages, I think I did in the end. I did pay for the damages, which, you're gonna. But it was very upsetting. Also then, the next day, there was no wind or nothing. I've gone outside, doing the washing line. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it was like something at a Final Destination. The thing actually went, then snapped, and then all the washing ended up all on the floor, all dirtied again. Out of nowhere. And this rope, you would say, oh, was it weakened or anything like that? No, it wasn't at all. It was literally a brand new washing line. And for some reason it was snapped, broke, dunk, and on the floor. And that was during the day. So after a while, I was a bit, And then it got to, I think, the third evening. And then I was like, no, I don't know if I can handle this anymore. Because once again, I felt, not only did I feel it from one direction, but I felt it from both directions. So whatever was looking at me that was in that house was looking at me from all directions. And I'm looking, and I couldn't see anything. And once again, it was the photos looking at me bizarrely. And I thought, no, this can't be right. No, this can't be right. So then I thought, right, I'll give it one more chance. I'll stay one more night. And then, once again, unfortunately, ghost was at the top of the stairs, or whatever it was. The thing was at the top of the stairs, and this time, when I turned the light on and off again, it didn't disappear. So I ran out of the hallway, gone back into the lounge. I think I even locked the lounge door, and then I went back in. So no, I told Jill I couldn't stay any longer, packed my bags and went home, and just sort of went during the day to feed the cats or the animals that were there. I can't remember if it was a cat or a dog. But I know her previous dog died, so I think it was a couple of cats, yeah. I fed her cats during the day and sort of ran. And I never really spoke to her again after that, because number one, I couldn't really tell her what happened. It made me feel really embarrassed. And number two, it was just a really bizarre situation where I felt like I'd done something wrong. Like I'd upset the spirits because I'd been there. They definitely didn't want me there, that's for sure. Which is a shame, because I feel like I really would have got on well with her son. He seemed like a really nice boy, but I think he'd been very protective of his mum's house, even in death, which is very upsetting, you know. I wonder if the house is still haunted to this day, or because Jill was moved, the house had disappeared, like the ghost had gone with them, or disappeared entirely. This was one of my freakiest experiences when it comes to paranormal, but I do have some other experiences for you in the coming weeks. Hope you enjoyed today's Paranormal InvesTeagators, and I'm sure Viking will be back with me for an episode really soon. Thank you very much for watching. Look after yourselves, keep safe, keep well, much love everyone, and I'll see you in the next vlog, video stream, movie, or short.